If I told you YouTubers have saved over 100 lives, from catching cancer early to performing emergency surgeries mid-flight, would you believe me? These are real stories. Let's start with a story that sounds absolutely ridiculous at first. KSI's accidental life-saving moment. Now, KSI is one of YouTube's biggest creators, right? Millions of subscribers, insane energy, always doing something crazy. But during one of his subreddit reaction videos, a fan asked him to do something. Well, let's just say it was pretty crude. The fan literally asked him to grab your left nut and make your right one jealous.
What was that called? Grab your left nut, make your right one jealous. Why have I just done this? I've legit just grabbed my left nut. Hey, you know what? I did it. You do it as well. Go on, just grab your left nut. Just grab your left nut. Let's grab each other's left nut.
I mean, it's the kind of stupid joke that usually gets ignored and forgotten. But here's where it gets real. The fan actually followed through with the suggestion. And when he did, he felt a bump. A bump. He goes to the doctor and boom, early stage testicular cancer. Think about that for a second. If KSI never made that joke, that fan probably wouldn't have checked. He wouldn't have caught it early. And the difference between early detection and late detection? Stage 1 has a survival rate of over 99%. Stage 4, that drops to less than 1%. After this happened, KSI didn't just move on. He actually encouraged his millions of followers to check themselves too. He turned an accidental moment into an awareness campaign. How many lives do you think he saved just by spreading the word? This is exactly why we're making this video. Next one takes us thousands of feet underground with Exploring with Josh. This guy is known for exploring caves, pushing boundaries, going deeper than most people would ever dare. And during one expedition, he's crawling through passages that keep getting narrower and narrower and narrower.
Oh yeah, we're kneeling down. Dude, I keep getting lower and lower, man.
Same here. Getting claustrophobic.
We're talking tight spaces here, barely room to move. Most people would turn back, but Josh keeps going. He's determined, focused, moving forward through the darkness. Then he finds her. A young girl, trapped, alone, no flashlight, no way to climb out.
English?
I don't know.
You speak English? No English.
No?
Oh, okay.
Okay, come with us.
You wanna come with
Tell
us?
them their daughter's up here and she's scared.
It's okay.
It's alright.
And she doesn't even speak English. Think about that scenario for a moment. You're a kid, you're in complete darkness, underground, with no way to communicate or escape. The panic, the fear, the feeling of being completely helpless. If Josh hadn't found her, exposure could have killed her. Starvation could have killed her. Dehydration, panic-induced heart problems. There's a limited window of time when trapped underground before things become critical. But Josh didn't hesitate. He calmly guided her out, got her to safety, found her family, and suddenly, what started as an exploration video became a rescue mission. This is the kind of moment that shows courage isn't just about taking risks for content. Sometimes it's about being in the right place at the right time, and actually doing something. Now, let's jump from underground to 30,000 feet in the air, because our next story happened at 35,000 feet over the Atlantic Ocean. Dr. Mike, a doctor turned YouTuber, is on a flight over the Atlantic Ocean. We're talking thousands of miles from land. The nearest hospital? Hours away. This is about as isolated as you can get. 2 hours into the flight attendants are calling for medical assistance. A passenger is having a severe allergic reaction. And we're not talking about a minor rash here. His hands are swelling up, his face is puffy. And Dr. Mike knows exactly what this means if it progresses. If that swelling reaches the throat, it blocks the airway. You can't breathe. You could die. Right there on a plane with nowhere to go. And here's the problem. There's no EpiPen in the plane's medical kit. No emergency epinephrine. Nothing specifically designed for this. But Dr. Mike is a doctor. He knows what he's doing, so what does he do? He improvises using epinephrine from the plane's kit and explains the entire process to the passenger. The patient is in pain, scared, in a confined space, thousands of miles from help, and Dr. Mike is there, calm, focused, walking him through it. The swelling stops. The airway opens. The passenger can breathe again. The plane lands safely. And get this, after they land, the passenger goes to the hospital, meets up with Dr. Mike afterward, and actually thanks him. And now that passenger carries an EpiPen everywhere, preventing any future emergencies. This guy's medical knowledge, his quick thinking, his ability to stay calm under pressure, it literally saved a life on a plane over the ocean where there was nowhere to run and nowhere to hide. Speaking of quick thinking, our next story is about a YouTuber recognizing danger in a completely different way. Speed, walking around Malaysia, just hanging out, meeting fans. It's a normal day, a good day. He's interacting with his audience, taking pictures, living his best life. Then he decides to grab some food at a restaurant. But here's the thing about being a massive YouTuber. Your presence has weight. Suddenly hundreds of fans show up. The area around the restaurant becomes absolute chaos. People are pushing, people are shoving. It's pandemonium. And in the middle of all this, an innocent girl gets caught in the crush. She starts having a severe panic attack. In a crowded, chaotic situation with all these people around, feeling trapped and overwhelmed, her heart is racing, she can't breathe properly, her anxiety is spiraling. And here's what most people don't know. If a panic attack escalates, it can lead to a heart episode. It can become a genuine medical emergency. But Speed notices. He sees what's happening, and instead of just continuing to eat, he immediately steps in. He calms her down, gets her water, stays with her, makes sure she can breathe normally again, doesn't leave until she's actually okay. That intervention, that could have turned into an ambulance situation, that could have turned into something serious, but Speed was present, aware, and compassionate enough to actually help. Now let's shift gears completely, because our next story shows how YouTubers can save lives without even being there in person. Mr. Beast. You know him. Insane challenges, crazy prizes, over-the-top generosity. But this time, he decided to tackle something way bigger than a competition or a giveaway. He decided to target one of the world's most common birth defects, congenital heart disease. We're talking about millions of children, especially in Africa, who are born with hearts that don't work properly. In countries with limited healthcare access, these kids face a death sentence. Surgery costs thousands of dollars. Most families can't afford it. So the child lives with a broken heart, literally, and their life expectancy is drastically reduced. Mr. Beast partners with hospitals in Nigeria and funds complicated life-saving open heart surgeries. We're talking delicate, grueling precision operations. Each surgery requires expertise, coordination, and hundreds of thousands of dollars. But Mr. Beast doesn't just throw money at the problem. He's there, he's documenting it, he's making sure these kids get the care they need. And it's not just one kid, it's dozens of kids getting healthy hearts, getting second chances at life, being able to run around, play, grow up normally instead of living with a ticking time bomb in their chest. But wait, it gets bigger. His foundation doesn't just stop at surgeries. He's funding entire projects, building towns, providing clean water in Kenya, helping amputees get prosthetics. This is proof that a YouTuber can have an absolutely massive impact beyond the screen. This is generational change. And speaking of saving lives in unexpected ways, our next story involves saving animals. The Stokes twins realize something that breaks your heart when you really think about it. America's animal shelters are overwhelmed. Every 90 seconds, a dog or cat is put down because there's no space and no one to adopt them. Every 90 seconds, that's 960 animals a day, over 350,000 a year. So what do the Stokes twins do? They adopt 100 pets, all at once, 100, and they don't just adopt them and call it a day. They open a free pet store to help find these animals homes. But that's not even the crazy part. They transform their entire home into an animal sanctuary. We're talking slides for the animals to play on, gourmet food, toys everywhere, entertainment. They literally turn their house into the most incredible place these rescue animals could possibly be while waiting for forever homes. And it works. Nearly all of these animals find loving homes. The twins also donate $100,000 to support animal welfare. But beyond the numbers, beyond the money, they inspire awareness. People who watch that video think about adoption instead of buying from breeders. They think about supporting shelters. They think about rescue animals differently. Saving lives isn't always about humans. Sometimes it's about giving a dog a second chance. Sometimes it's about showing the world that every life, human or animal, matters. Now, our next story is absolutely insane because it involves two rivals and one of them does something nobody saw coming. Jake Paul and Ben Askren. These two have history. Years ago, Jake knocked out Ben Askren in a boxing match. They were rivals. They were competitors. That was the relationship. But then something happens that changes everything. Ben gets pneumonia. Not the regular kind, serious life-threatening pneumonia that requires a double lung transplant. We're talking about a procedure that costs $2 million. $2 million. And Ben's insurance won't cover it. He's facing a choice, bankrupt his family or die. Jake Paul finds out, and despite everything, despite the rivalry, despite the past, Jake steps in and donates $500,000. $500,000 to save his former rival's life. This isn't a charity announcement. This is real. This is personal. The surgery happens, and it's brutal. During the procedure, Ben actually dies 4 times on the operating table. 4 times. His heart stops. They bring him back. His heart stops again. They bring him back. This isn't some exaggeration. This is a life and death situation playing out in real time in an operating room. But Ben makes it through. He recovers. He starts walking again. He updates his fans on his health. He's alive because Jake Paul made a choice to be compassionate instead of competitive. And that choice literally saved his life. This is the kind of moment that transcends competition, transcends ego, and shows what humans are capable of when they choose compassion. But Jake's heroism doesn't end there. Because 2 years later, he's at the center of another massive rescue operation. Hurricane Harvey, Texas, August 2017. This isn't a normal storm. This is catastrophic flooding. Streets are underwater, homes are submerged. Thousands of people are trapped, with water rising around them, and rescue operations are overwhelmed. Jake Paul gets involved. He asks his fans to send him addresses of people who need help. Then he drives his team to Houston. And I mean, he actually goes to the disaster zone. He navigates flooded streets on jet skis to reach people in need. One family of 7 is half a mile away from safety, surrounded by rising water, no way to get out. Jake's team helps them onto trucks, pulls them to safety. But he doesn't stop there. He rescues an elderly man. He reunites a lost dog with its owner. He helps other families stranded in the flood. He's out there, actively saving lives in real time. Now, here's where it gets controversial. Social media was outraged. People accused Jake of exploiting the disaster for content. He's just doing this for views. He's faking it. It's all for the clout. And maybe some of that criticism was fair. But here's the thing. Families were still saved. People's lives were still protected. Real people. Whether you like Jake Paul or not, whether you think his motives were pure or mixed or whatever, the reality is that families went home instead of drowning. That's what matters. That's the impact. Speaking of life-threatening situations, Speed shows up again for our next story, but this time, it's not about medical emergencies. Speed is at a dance event in New York. He's vibing, having a good time, enjoying the event. A fan comes up and asks him to make a specific hand gesture. Seems innocent, right? Just make a hand sign. What's the big deal? Except Speed almost does it. He's about to follow through when his friend Kai Cenat notices something. Kai immediately steps in and tells Speed, "Don't do that." Speed stops. He asks why. Kai explains, "That hand gesture? That's a gang sign, a rival gang sign. If Speed had made that gesture in that location, with the wrong people around, he could have been perceived as representing a rival gang. And that's not just, oh, awkward moment. That's a gang violence. That's an actual, genuine threat to his safety. One hand gesture, one moment of not thinking, and Speed could have been in serious danger." But Kai was paying attention. Kai was aware. Kai cared enough to step in and say something. That moment, that friendship, that quick intervention, it literally protected Speed from a potentially life-altering situation. This is a reminder that life-saving moments aren't always dramatic rescues or medical emergencies. Sometimes it's about awareness. Sometimes it's about having friends who watch out for you. Sometimes it's about being present and speaking up when something doesn't feel right. And finally, our last story brings us back to something more subtle, but equally powerful. Number 1, Unspeakable. He makes lighthearted fun videos, challenges, pranks, entertaining content designed to make people laugh. Not heavy, not serious, just pure fun and positivity. But then he gets a piece of fan mail that changes everything. A fan writes to him about losing multiple family members, about feeling isolated, about being depressed, about feeling like there's no reason to keep going. And then they write something powerful: "Watching your videos gave me the laughter and positivity I needed to keep going. Your content was a lifeline for me." Think about that. Unspeakable was just making videos to entertain people. He wasn't trying to be a therapist. He wasn't trying to be a life coach. He was just being funny. But for this person, that was enough. That joy, that positivity, that consistent source of laughter, it literally kept them alive. For some people, a YouTube video is more than entertainment. It's a reason to get out of bed. It's a reason to smile when everything else feels dark. It's a reason to keep fighting when they want to give up. And most creators don't even realize the impact they're having. Someone out there right now is watching your favorite creator because they need that positivity. They need that hope. This is proof that saving lives doesn't always require dramatic action. Sometimes saving a life is as simple as spreading joy, as simple as being a consistent source of light in someone's darkness, as simple as reminding people that there's still reason to smile. Thanks so much for watching. This video took a lot of effort to put together, and I hope it reminded you of the power we all have to impact each other's lives. Hit that like button if this video inspired you. Subscribe if you want more content like this, and we'll meet again in the next episode. Take care.